tried Cortot.
Ah,
Uh-huh.
what you find it?
Lots of pain in my hand. So I'm thinking, why was he creating it, right? He was creating it to keep his hand in the most optimal fit, in the best fit possible to express what he wants to express. Well, that's fine. But again, for me, I'm liking the whole idea behind it. The music is not technique. The music, you use technique to express the music inside you, right? If you want technique, go being engineer,
Yeah.
But engineer also has something, creative in mind behind his constructions and structures, and formulas. So I really feel this little bit of old school thing in it. Practice something without actually practicing music in your mind, or developing your sound imagination. And second thing that struck me is that, okay, if you want to use those to improve independence and strength of your fingers, you can generally just play music that does that. Like you can play lots of Rachmaninoff. Exactly. So even if you play that music, but in a correct way, it trains your muscles greatly. If you play Liszt a little bit, but in a correct way, it trains your muscles greatly. So in my mind, I was like, who is having time to do all of this? And of course, if I could imagine that I could use that to also train your sound imagination and correct movement, I was playing through that with correct imagination, with arm, with intonation, with correct movements. And even with that, it gave me pain. So these exercises on the top of this are a little bit dangerous. For example, my hand is not maybe the way it's created. It is okay. Like if I would be given those exercises with the best motivation behind it, and I would start practicing, but I don't know how to play the correct way, I would injure my hands.
Yeah.
And I think this has to be said in his book. And this has to be taught in his book if he gives such in advance exercises. Because I play through Brahms, and besides the music is much more beautiful, it's just much more beautiful. And also the groups and the structures that he gives are more useful in music. It's actually something that you can copy and paste, and you can, you train it here in a small size, and then it, your hand remembers, and now next time you find it in the music, your hand will know how to play. But in Cortot, there were some trills, fine. There were some octaves, great. There was some double notes things. This I think these are nice, but especially in the first or second book, it's sort of things that you never really even see in the technique.
And really, I find that was not good to my playing actually, because my playing got really stiff and harsh over that year, in a way that my playing wasn't that. My playing was not harsh.
What we will learn in the book 4 is that we will practice scales, arpeggios, and octaves and chords, but again, we will use it to, in the most efficient way, warm up our hands and keep them in shape. Because these are great if you play them slowly, forte, legato, forte, staccato, and especially legato, staccato. All these 3 variants will greatly train different type of ligaments and tendons and muscles in your hand. And I know why I gave them. So they are very simple to imagine, and easy to play. And again, it's something that you can find in musical texture when you play your pieces. So I would say, with Cortot could be really dangerous.
Your method is like heaven, because it really resolves this problem. Technique and musical. Technique is musical. So that, because of that, when I found your method, I was like, my God, this is what I this will save my life.